All hits, all the time, Star 98.3. That's the Backstreet Boys right there. 13 minutes after 8 o'clock, 8:13. We have some guests in the studio this morning.
Yes, we do.
Not just guests, but some very renowned guests.
National champions.
National champions.
We have Aiden and Tori with us this morning, and their teacher, Mr. Millam. Are you a teacher or are you
Instructor.
an advisor? What do they call you, Eric?
Well, I think the school system calls me teacher. I call myself instructor, and then I'm also their advisor for SkillsUSA.
Right.
I would go
SkillsUSA.
with commandant.
I like that.
Try working that in.
I'm going to work that in.
But SkillsUSA, Tori and Aiden, they just got back. Was it Lexington, Kentucky?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky.
So walk us through this. You guys went down there, and we had Heather and I had come in beforehand and heard your project. And
That is wrong, Tori.
Yes.
How many times do I have to tell you? Say it again. Say it again.
I screamed at you and told you never amount to anything.
Never.
And then you went down
say
there
that.
and walk us through this competition. How did it work?
So, the first night, most of it was Tori because she was like the main scriptwriter for everything.
Oh, okay.
I did occasional grammar corrections.
Right.
But
Yeah, I had to write a 3.5-minute script in a couple of hours for our recording the next day, and we need to get interviews in it.
Yeah,
Okay, so you guys do what it is it's a new. You have to do a mock news story, right? And then you have to do a commercial, and then you have to do kind of like we do at the top of the hour, news, commercial, news, and you're doing this off the cuff. They hand this to you, and you just have a few hours to get it done.
Yeah, we're just given a prompt and basically told what to do, and we have to figure out what we need to say and all that kind of stuff. So.
And how long do they give you to do it? Since Tori was writing the script all night, when is it due the next day?
Well, she was starting the script pretty much a day early because they give us the prompt like a day beforehand.
Right.
So she stayed up all night writing that script.
They give us the prompt at orientation. We have the following day about 7 hours to get interviews and start editing, and then we have one more day to finish our process.
So when the finished process is done and it's all timed out and it's exactly right, and then you just go with it, then you just turn that in. That's it.
Yeah.
And how many kids were doing this?
Oh, there were
A few dozen teams.
Few dozen teams.
Across
Yeah,
the
a few dozen
United
teams.
States.
It was about 32, 36 teams.
Wow. So
they're all losers.
right, they are compared to our kids. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Was there a team where you were like, "Oh, we have to beat them"? It's the old San Jose team. We have to.
There was one team that I was nervous about from last year.
Where? Where were they
competed
from?
last year? From Delaware.
Oh, Delaware.
Barely a state.
I talked to them a little bit last year, and they were pretty friendly. It's just one of those things that's like, I recognize.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch the ones that are friendly.
yeah.
They're the snakes. They're the snakes.
So you do this project, okay, and it's radio production, audio production, but you were there with a lot of other kids from St. Mary's County, actually from the Southern Maryland region too, and there were also, you guys took home gold in radio production.
They took home
Yay.
gold.
I mean, they're
Come on.
national champions.
Right? Come
They
on.
brought it home to
Doesn't
Southern
get better than
Maryland.
that.
That is pretty awesome. But also, there were some other kids from the Forrest Center, the SkillsUSA. It was Anna Lee, medical terminology. First of all, what the heck is medical terminology? That's just scary.
Here's what I know. Code blue stat.
Right, me too. That's
what I
all
know.
I know.
It scares me also. Anna Lee had to go through anything that could be a term that comes up medically, and
Oh
she,
my
she
gosh.
she
That's
stood
a
out
lot of
amongst her peers.
material.
Yes, it is.
And
Yes,
she
it
brought
is.
home gold
She
to
brought home
Southern
gold.
Maryland. And then Maddie, nurses assisting.
Nurse assisting, yes, and that's just fantastic to walk back with 4 kids wearing gold medals.
I mean, are you kidding me? That's amazing.
That's
Through
awesome.
the entire nation. I mean, that is a testament to the community and the
Yeah.
Forest Center and their instructors like you, Eric. That is great. Now, I asked the kids, Tori and Aiden, I asked them, well, what do you want to do? And they just stared at me blankly. Like, I don't know. I mean,
You don't
you're-
need to
Big
figure
question,
it
all right?
Well,
Yeah,
and
it is
listen,
a big question.
Yeah, seriously, you don't need to figure it out yet.
No, you really don't. But make sure when you change majors, you do that like your freshman year. Don't wait until your juniors because your parents will seriously lose their mind. So if you do want to change majors, do it when you're a freshman. But if you do, radio or something like that, good on you. Obviously, you can walk on campus and say, national champion, just so you know. So back off.
I would be
with that
wearing that thing 24/7. I would have that gold medal on all the time.
Right. And were your parents with you? Because the dads are in the studio here. Did your parents go with you?
My dad came with me for the trip, and he was very supportive throughout the whole thing, so I'm very appreciative of that.
He's over there.
Good girl.
Just, yeah,
Good girl.
Very
Good girl.
supportive.
Somebody
my dad-
wants a car.
My dad was keeping me sane over the phone.
There you go. Excellent.
So what were your stresses? What were you worried about? Because when we went down there and listened to your what you guys had done and stuff, I said, well, this is
pretty
good. This is on point. It's going to be fine. What were you worried about?
Of the team, I would say I'm the panicker of the two of us. So I was stressing about everything, if we were wearing the right uniforms, if we were there on time, if my script was up to par.
Oh, so you were losing your mind.
Yeah.
You had to wear uniforms to this thing?
Yeah.
This is what we wear every day in the radio business. It's because nobody can see you.
Yeah,
so
we had to wear...
I'm wearing pajamas.
Right.
We had to wear polos and dress pants.
Sure.
Okay,
Look
gotcha.
sort of professional.
So you have to look professional. Sure, I got that. So you're the panicker, and Aiden, you're more the calm one. Like, calm down, we got this.
That was pretty much my role the whole time, trying to make sure that we weren't freaking out over everything.
And did you have any concerns that you wouldn't get it done in time, or were you pretty confident in...
Well, we started out pretty good on time. I was concerned based off of how our practice went when we went over it the first time and tried to get it down. But as we got in there, we realized that we were kind of doing things in a pretty good schedule. So nothing was too bad. Although when we were out getting interviews,
yeah, because you have to go out and interview strangers for your mock stories, right? So you're in this town.
We were walking around for 3 hours.
Were people
It was
were people receptive
Were
to
you
you with a
getting stressed?
microphone?
Oh yeah.
There were a lot of people who would just ignore us, or they'd be like, we don't
they
have
always
time
do
right
that.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's understandable. Everybody has their own thing going on, but we couldn't interview anybody affiliated with SkillsUSA.
Okay.
And that whole part of town is blocked off for the organization, so we had to do some walking.
She says as she looks at everybody, did you go outside of the marked area that you weren't supposed to walk outside of?
I would never.
Never, no.
But we did 3 hours of walking around in that area.
Sure.
Yeah, and we only got 3 interviews during that time.
Yeah.
In 3 hours?
I'll give you a
3 hours.
good little interview trick. This will get them to start talking. When you say something to somebody, you say, hey, excuse me, sir, do you have a minute? And they always go, no, I can't right now. And then they kind of walk by. Just say this. Well, maybe that's because you're stupid.
Right. That
they
always
will turn
helps.
on their heel immediately.
That always
Then they'll talk for quite a while.
Quite
I don't know how
endearing.
much of it you can use, but it'll get them talking.
I don't know if I want to be starting a fight.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
SkillsUSA too, and I'll talk to you about this, Eric. SkillsUSA is just not these great kids in nursing and medical terminology. I mean, it's HVAC. It's carpentry. It's electrical.
That culinary thing.
The
the kitchen down there, amazing.
There's commercial baking as well as the culinary.
What's
Are you guys
the
ever
planes?
sneaking into that culinary thing and getting cakes and cookies and stuff?
No, we could smell it though.
Yeah, right?
They don't
We can smell
offer
it.
up cakes or cookies. You never get to have anything
Man,
to
I would
eat.
be in there
At
all the
least not in our
time.
area.
Well, they did have free samples, but we couldn't really stray
Giddy
away
up.
from the area for too long because we were under the time limit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotcha.
But we were so close we could smell the food the whole time.
We kind of forgot about it when we finished it though. I think all the relief we just kind of.
You were just so happy to
blocked
be
it
done.
out, yeah.
But I mean, at the Forrest Center, Eric. I mean,
It's a cool place.
How many programs are offered in that school?
26 different programs.
26.
There's an aviation section. There's planes down there.
There is, and I mean, an aviation technology program is a 3-year program. It's fantastic, taught by a retired Navy Command Master Chief. Incredible opportunity for kids.
I mean, it really is. And some of these programs, you actually have college credit. Right? When you leave? And so you're
Absolutely.
ahead of the game when you leave high school. I mean, because this is for high school kids.
Our Academy of Health Professions has multiple credits with CSM. We just added 3 credits with CSM to our program. So, it's incredible.
Yeah, and when you walk into that school, too, I mean, from the people that are behind the desk checking your ID.
It's cool. It's a cool place.
I mean, everybody there is fantastic, and you can tell how invested the staff is in having these kids do well and find something that they love, so they are ahead of the game when they graduate from high school.
Colin McDaniel, who's your sports guy for WPTX,
Sure.
Yes.
he was a former student of mine, and he said, he was at Great Mills, he went to school. When he came to the Forrest Center, he was going to work.
Right.
Yeah, there you
right.
go.
That's
well,
true.
listen, we're very fortunate to have it in our community. You guys do great work over there, turning out great kids.
National winners, national gold medal winners.
Our kids are a little bit better than yours.
A little bit.
You can tell by the gold medals. Really excellent work.
Good job,
You made
guys.
us all proud.
You have made us all proud.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
wonderful. So you can't go back next year, right? Or you can?
Well, we can.
You can go back.
I can compete again, yeah.
You can defend the championship?
Nice!
Yeah.
Are you going to go back? Do you know?
I mean, we want to.
Yeah.
We definitely
yeah.
want to.
I mean, if he's not my partner, I don't know what I'm going to do.
So wait a minute. You guys are going to roll up, and Delaware's going to go, oh, God, it's they're back. They're back. It's hi, guys. Yeah, Delaware's going to be aiming for you.
Well, that will be awesome. Keep us informed.
Yeah,
and if there's any way that we can help, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
great.
have been so supportive of us, and we appreciate that.
No worries.
We're happy to. Are you kidding? We're happy to do it. Look at those smiling faces. And it is great for the community. It's wonderful, and I think that's why T and I are so supportive, not just of radio production, but the whole Skills USA and the tech centers in the area, is because. And we say it all the time. College is absolutely fantastic.
Well,
and
no,
if you can
that's
go,
not. You're lying.
But if you can find a trade that you love and it is offered to you in high school, and you get that bug where you just love working carpentry or airplanes or assisting people in the medical profession.
This is why I do it. Remember when I told you about watch out for people who are nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm watching you guys.
Watching us?
Yeah, I know that you're the ones that are going to be vying for my job very, very soon.
Right.
We'll watch you too.
I'm keeping a very close eye on both of you.
Yeah, we'll wait for openings.
There you go.
8:25. Let's get a check of traffic.